Hey everybody. Um, I wanted to talk to you about mysterious disappearances. This is a different area when it comes to the paranormal. Um, I don't know if a lot of you people have realized, but we have a very large mass of people that disappear every year. Thousands of people that disappear every single year, and these are mainly in remote areas like our America's national parks. I mean, not even just national parks here in America, but national parks and forests all over the world. Um, there was a man named David Pallades. He has this thing called, books called Missing 411. And he has a movie coming out pretty soon. He needed a bunch of people to help him get it started because the movie is basically for all of the families of the victims that have vanished and have never been found. Okay, I'm pretty sure a lot of you heard about the little boy that vanished into thin air in Idaho. Pretty much the same thing. I mean, he gets dropped off by his parents, and he's with his grandparents, and they go for a little walk in this area near a creek. I guess in a remote area, maybe in the mountains somewhere. And the grandmother said point blank that they turned their head for a second, and when we turned around, he just vanished. He was gone. He hasn't been found since. Now they're trying to put the blame on an ex-con who was a friend of the grandparents. Now, giving uh, the popularity of these mysterious disappearances, I really don't think that has anything to do with it because there would still be some trace and some type of evidence if he was to have been abducted and whatever. Okay, we're talking about people who have disappeared maybe 50, 60 years ago and haven't been found since. Okay, there was one story about a young girl. Um, she was um, gonna go. She was on this little horseback ride tour or pack of people. It was her and her father, and I believe maybe her other family. I'm not sure, but she was. It was like in a boulder field somewhere. I can't remember exactly where, but she told him that she wanted to take her camera, and go take some pictures. So she goes down this little embankment, and there's this huge boulder that this older guy was standing on. He was about maybe 78, maybe 80 years old. And she tells him she's going to go down into this embankment and take pictures of the river and the trees in that area. Okay, so he says, okay. He said, well, I think he starts to walk with her, and then he decides to sit down. Um, excuse me. So she continues to walk down there, and he saw her go down into this little area where there's that big lake at. She walks over to a line of trees and goes through it and was never seen again. A large search ensued, a searching for her, and the only thing they found was her lens cap. No girl. So, like I said, and here's the crazy part. The National Park Services does not want to divulge any type of information dealing with the disappearances of these people, whether they're children or grown people. We have families that have been looking for their children for years, for decades, and there has been no type of positive, um, anything that was positive about it that has come about. Okay, you got people who have called their congressman, they have called the president, and the information that they want to get has been denied. Now, I would say to help David Paulides out would be for us to actually gather as much money as we can for him to get the information that he needed to get from the park services. They told him that The to get the information for the Park Services, it would cost him $43 million or 46. I'm not sure. Then he said like to get a large amount of the information from the Park Services about disappearances, it would cost him $1.6 million. So I was like, okay, no, 43. It was 43 or $46,000. Okay, so it's crazy. You know, you got there was a young black man here in Georgia back in I think 2002. He vanished without a trace as well. He was working for a DOT company and he was out in this area where there was this large band of trees that was behind a fence, and there was a big old house all the way in the back. The people that he worked with went on ahead as they were walking back to the truck, and he fell behind. Something grabbed him. He hasn't been seen since. When they went back to look for him, realized that he wasn't with them. They went back to the spot where he disappeared at. All they found was like a like a bunch of change on the ground and one shoe. One shoe. Okay, now they jumped the fence, ran up to this house that was in that area, and they asked if they seen him or whatever. He said no, and there was a lake about maybe 100 yards out from where they were, and nothing. They went back again. Maybe they would do. I guess they were searching every single day, and then finally, after maybe the 5th or the 10th day, they found his other shoe near that lake. So it's some very strange stuff going on with this planet. That's why I said before that the government, for some reason, does not want us to know stuff that we should know. I mean, half of our own nation's history has been rewritten or worked over by a bunch of lies. Okay, now let's just say our ancient Egyptian kings were actually aliens. Okay, now don't you think we should know something about that? Why should the government keep that secret? That's part of our nation's history. I don't know. I mean, it's something about the government that just doesn't want us to know about stuff that we should know about since we live on this planet. There's a lot of things about this planet we don't know about, and it's spooky because it's a lot of strange stuff about this planet that just boggles the mind. Okay, so all I'm saying is, if you find out something that's very peculiar about this planet or stuff that be going on around here that can't be explained, don't look to the government to give you an answer, because they're not going to tell you. And they feel like I said before, they feel like if they say it's real, that's the only time you're going to really know. It's like they're the only ones that can tell you if it's real or not. That doesn't make any sense. So it's I tell you, if you guys knew the stuff that I knew, it would probably blow your mind. I don't consider myself a very religious person, but I do believe in God. So there are certain things about the Anunnaki that they claim is true I will never believe, because they say stuff like how the Anunnaki basically they spliced the gene pool of us humans. How we, because like the theory about us going from ape to man and all this stuff, and the caveman of the past, all that stuff was due to them messing with our genes to make us look the way we do today. I'll never believe that, so only time will tell when we enter those pearly gates in heaven. So, well, it's late. Oh, sorry. I almost dropped my phone. It's late, and, I want to finish watching my show. I'm watching Ancient Aliens, of course, one of my favorite shows of all time. So, aloha, mahalo, ahuyo, which means I will see you again. Peace.